Good evening, Professor. This is my research update. So, from the last week, I just again measured the same experiment. So, but unfortunately, because of having the higher quantity of the particles of polyaniline mixed with the gold nanoparticles, so the value is just accumulation of this particle onto the surface. So there is no as such positive results. But today I again start with the new concentration of the polyaniline solution. I just make up this solution using the 0.63 gram of the polyaniline and mix with the 500 ml of HCl. I just diluted this solution and make the less number of the particles of polyaniline mixed with the HCl. So using making this polyaniline solution and mix with the cold nanoparticle ratio 1:2, 1:1, and then I just follow this process. So I found that the particles I particle this is the picture shows the particles is very equally suspended over in into the solution. So as compared to the last solution, so I found that in this solution is much uh, easy to access of this solution onto the chip. There is no accumulation chances. So this is the picture that I just used the polyaniline and gold nanoparticles as immobilized onto the surface. So this dot is signifies that the particles are attached with the metal fingers as well as the glass substrate, and there is no accumulation. This is the positive thing because of the higher concentration of this HCl solution with the polyaniline. So this solution is easily suspended over the surface and equally distributed with the between the metal fingers. So today I just fixed this Purana cleaning and then immobilization of polyaniline with gold nanoparticle. I just make this solution more concentrated and then mixed with the gold nanoparticle having the 1:1, and then after immobilization of EDC NHS. So this is the summary that I found today in the experiment. So I just immobilized the particle solution, that is the polyaniline, with the gold nanoparticle onto the surface. So I found that's equally distributed over the surface, and this image shows the this dot shows the particles just stuck in between the metal fingers and actively stick onto the SiO2 substrate, glass substrate, and then after drying, but the capacitance there is no change because of it might be having the very less particle size. So that's why there is no change in terms of capacitance, because if I last time I just used the higher particle size of the polyaniline, or like we can say higher amount of the particles polyaniline using the 50 ml of HCl, so there is accumulation chances. But today I just make the different solution and then use this, but there is no change in the capacitance. So the comparison of my last experiment and today experiment is that the way the capacitance value is not going in a negative way, it just fixed, it just stuck onto the bare value. Last time the way the value of the capacitance it goes less than the bare, as you can see here. It's a 17.8 picofarad and the bare value is like 26.4 or something, 22 to 26 picofarad. So in this today's experiment, so I found that the bare value is just 22.4 picofarad. So there is no as such negative results or like below from the bare value, but it might be getting the positive results because there is some I just immobilize EDC NHS, it might be change in the capacitance value because after EDC NHS is equally distributed or interact with particles and the EDC NHS. I just immobilize 1 hour before and waiting for drying, so it might be getting chances to get the positive results. So this is the update that I'm present here. And after drawing, I just calculate the capacitance value of EDC and HS, and then I just deliver to you via PPT. And until this now I just fixed this one, and I just faced the issue while making the specific concentration of the polyaniline with the gold nanoparticle. So I just cracked down that one, because I just using the 200.63 gram with the 500 ml of HCl. So that one is quite better than the previous solution. You can see here there is no as such big particle, or like some big colloidal particles into the solution. It's just simply minute particles and then easily to access onto the chip. So this solution is going with the next step. And yeah, I just immobilize 1 hour before EDC and HS and waiting for drying. Simultaneously I also check the antibody and antigen. So antibody I just use here after EDC drying and then measurement. I will use the new antibody and new antigen that you provide me, the three Eppendorf content. So this is my current update. That's all, sir.